guest, Terry Munson, who is out of the Pacific Northwest. And she is going to be making a confetti salad with pomegranate and tons of vegetables. It is one of my very favorite salads, and what I love most about it is it can last in the fridge for 3 to 5 days. And especially if you don't dress it, you could use it for the week. If you do dress it, you could still keep it 3 or 4 days. It's really great. But I'm going to start with our broccoli salad. So this broccoli salad, it is a combination of bitter and sweet. So it is broccoli salad with a great attitude, and we're real excited to present this and share it with everyone on our Taste the Trend class tonight. And we've been gone for 3 weeks. We certainly missed all of you. So continue coming back. We have great new recipes. I'm having recipes this week in my house is salads every night except Thursday, where we're getting it together with others and making a huge paella. So I'm very excited to do that as well. One day I would love to teach paella in this class. And if you're game to learn that, let me know, because it's a real fun thing to do. What I'm going to start with is actually our broccoli, and we have the broccoli flowerets. And we put this in the large round mold. And just to give you an idea, instead of boiling this and blanching it, I just steamed this in the microwave. Watch the steam come off. Well, you can't see it that much, but I can certainly see it. It's pretty hot right now, so this is the large round mold, goes perfectly in the microwave. I always make broccoli now in the microwave, and for some strange reason, with that cover and everything, it just tastes sweeter. And if you do have some broccoli that might be a little bit bitter, it's very sweet. You don't need to put any oil. You don't need any, you don't even really need salt and pepper on this. We will put that in the salad, of course, with the dressing. But broccoli turns out so perfect. And who doesn't want to have a vegetable ready in 2 to 3 minutes? I am using today the square Bon Mat. And this I love to use even on pans on my cooktop. If the pan is large, I use this, drape it over it, and allow that to anything to steam. So I'm going to set the broccoli aside right now. It cools down very quick, but I'm going to get on to the rest of the recipe. And to give you an idea of some of the items that we are using, we have red cabbage, and you just need 1 cup for this. Calls for 1 small red onion. There are no small red onions in the store, so I just have a piece of a larger onion. Look how big this is. Could you imagine if I put this whole thing in? If you love red onions, then you certainly could do that. I don't, so I won't. We're also using the bouquet garni spice, or you can use the herbs de Provence. I have both here. We have Provence apricot jam. This is absolutely delightful. It has a little bit of spice in it. It is so fabulous. Everyone loves this jam. And if you ever do little brie cubes, this is perfect for that. Just a taste of Provence. This comes directly from Provence. I can't wait to make the dressing. Then we have our, today we have the Vietnam pepper and the salt gray salt. Do know that in your salt grinder, the salt gray salt comes from the bottom of the water. So this has moisture in it, and you'll want to make sure that you shake it up a little bit. It can get a little clumpy if it's really humid. Just shake it up and it'll be absolutely fine. And don't overfill your mill. I have fresh basil from my chef's garden on my deck. And I'm using the mini chopper for that. I'm using the Eco Chop for to get the bacon bits. So I've already prepared this. It calls for 6 pieces of bacon. And Eric, you have the photo of how I laid that out on the mat. And this is the Fleximat. I put it in the oven at 425 degrees on top of the perforated baking sheet to make sure that everything cooked properly. And you can see what's really crazy about this. All of the bacon is done the same. It's unbelievable. And I took it out of the oven about 20 minutes ago. It's all cooled down now. We're just gonna dry it off with some paper towel. Then we're going to put the 6 pieces in the Eco Chop. So let's get started with that. I cook it at 425 for 12 to 15 minutes. So we have three. I never turned the bacon either, and I love that. That I didn't have to turn the bacon. The bacon that I'm using is a really good bacon from the place I should be a partner with is Trader Joe's. I go to Trader Joe's for so many things, and I love Trader Joe's. I do want to show you which bacon this is. It has, I love this because it has no sugar, it has no nitrates, and it is crate free. And of course, we're not saying bacon is good for you, but it is uncured applewood smoked bacon. And it comes in the perfect serving for a family. It has 8 pieces of bacon all together instead of having a double pack, and then you put it in the fridge and maybe you don't use it all, or you fry it all up and maybe save it for other recipes during the week. But Trader Joe's is awesome. So I'm just going to take the bacon and I'm going to press it down into my paper towel here. And what I found is I really like to either roll this or kind of crunch it a little bit. And it's really great because the paper towel absorbs so much of the oils from the bacon. But remember, you're talking about bacon. Bacon grease, certainly you're not going to drink it. But if a little bit is on the bacon, it's going to go into the dressing. It's going to taste really good. You don't need to have an extreme amount of oil because you have a lot of natural oils here. I'm putting this into the Eco Chop, and just so you can see how I'm doing that, it's very nice. And one thing I want to share with you, I have many times made the mistake when I'm using the Eco Chop where I hold it in my hand to so get it better. It will kind of tip. Also, do not put it on a wet countertop because, like all things, if we walk on water on our floor, if something spills, we're going to slip. And this slips exactly like your feet. So you want to make sure that that doesn't happen. So I am going to move these components here onto the board. And hopefully this doesn't start turning on me. Just so you can see perfectly, I'm holding this and you put the palm of your hand over the top of the Eco Chop and then you start pulling. And I got it stuck on something here. Sorry. I do have, let me get my own up, I'm sorry. But they're close by, they're right here. Okay, so put this down. Depending on how small you want, that's about 12 holes, and that's just about right. You can see that you have everything here that you can easily take all of that out. What I'm going to do is just take that bacon and I'm going to place it right into the bowl that we're going to make the salad in. So this is where we're going to actually start building the salad. Take the bacon. This is what brings a lot of the flavor to this salad. And I'm sure that you really are going to love it. It's cut in really small pieces. But once I mix everything up, what's going to happen, it's going to work as if every bite you have a little bit of bacon, you have broccoli in every bite, you have some of dried cherries. So I have these great dried cherries. We're just gonna put them right in also. Then we're going to bring back our Eco Chop. And we're going to chop some cashews. Move this back down, this back up. About 6 tries is really good because you can see the chunks in here. They're not so light that you don't know they're there. There are some that are a little bigger than others. I love the variation. Just that contrast is really good because it gives you the opportunity to have, sometimes it's a crunch, sometimes it's not. But every bite should have a crunch of something in it. Everything we're putting in. That was 1/4 of a cup of cashews. The next thing that we're going to do is we're going to chop the basil. And the basil is going to be chopped in the mini chopper. The mini chopper and the Eco Chop are tools I use every night. And the reason that I use them is because why wouldn't I? They're so easy and they do such a big job in such a short period of time. It's exactly what someone in the kitchen needs to look at a recipe and think, I can do that. It's not going to take me that much time. So I have my basil here. We need about 1/4 of a cup. I always, I picked my basil and just put it in a cup of water earlier today. So now what I'm going to do is I'm going to chop it into 3 because I don't want like the absolutely huge pieces in here. I want to give it room to chop. I'm going to do it twice. So this is what I do. I just put it in and then I pack it just like you would a suitcase that you want to be able to close. And you do this. It's about 20 times just to give you an idea of how that looks. It's looking really good. I want it a little bit smaller. So I can also do this. It's just twist and turn with your hands. It's not heavy on your wrist. It's extremely light. And this is another way to get the job done. Let's see how that turned. There you go. Perfect. I'm going to dump this right into my salad. And I'm going to pack the second part very quickly. What's really nice is these are no fail tools for your kitchen. And if you want great flavor in your food, you have to have the right tools. You cannot achieve everything and you can't spend 6 hours making a salad. This is like something you do quickly. So here we go. Now we have the basil. Then bingo. Voila. Perfect. I love basil. I have so many basil plants outside. I wish I could do a class out there for you one day. The chef's garden is looking so good. I've been picking things every day, making pesto, making all kinds of stuff, using everything in my recipes. I'm just mixing this up a little bit. And now we go back to our, I'm going to put in this bowl, I'm going to start making the dressing. So for the dressing, it's 4 tablespoons of French Pantry basil oil, but we're out of the basil oil right now. So I am using the Evu. Perfect. This Evu is 100% French. It is from Provence, and it is not picked. Well, some from Spain, some from Italy, some from somewhere else. No, this is 100% French. This is some of the best olive oil I guarantee you that you will have. So it is really, really good and really amazing. We're also going to put in 2 tablespoons of white balsamic. And the reason I'm using this in the Eco Chop is because I want to emulsify it. 2 tablespoons. Remember that white balsamic isn't necessarily pure white. It's not white vinegar, it's white balsamic. I can put these little crumbs of balsamic in here too. And then I'm going to take 2 tablespoons of the jam. And this is the Provence jam. And I usually put 3, only because I have a lot of broccoli. And this is how you would make a French vinaigrette. However, we're not using the mustard, we're using jam because we have some very bitter ingredients with the red onion and the cabbage. And the broccoli is a little bit semi-sweet. So putting that all together is just gonna really create a perfect harmony of what you need. We have 1 tablespoon of the herb blend. Let me wash my hands. Next, we have the salt gray and the salt and pepper to taste. I'm going to put that in here. We have the pepper. I'm putting it in here because I want everything to emulsify together. And we're also going to add some mustard. So it calls for Herbes de Provence mustard, and I forgot to get it out. Excuse me for that. And we're putting in 2 tablespoons of the mustard. Get another tablespoon in here. Teaspoon. So 1/2 tablespoon. So you have a sweet and savory mix happening right here. It's so good.
I love that in a dressing.
I do too. It is absolutely amazing. I agree. And I use a lot of tomato mustard in my dressings as well. But this is everything that we need in here. The celebrated salt and pepper to taste, which we have already put in. Okay, now we're going to put our top back on. The recipe. This is so good. I like to do this about 2 times because the jumping brings emulsified beautifully. Look at this. Without any thickening or anything, look how beautiful this dressing looks. It's just exactly what you need. A real thin dressing for a broccoli salad is not generally the best thing. Why? Because the broccoli is asking for something more. That's why. So this is a perfect dressing. We're going to set that aside for a minute. I'm going to take the other bowl that I had the cashews in. I'm going to take the blade and I'm going to cut the onion. I would never put the onion in like this. I'm going to cut it into 3. And one thing I like about reusing the container that I mixed the dressing in with some of the other ingredients, it emulsifies whatever is wet in the container into whatever you're chopping. And they taste better. You're not looking for the dressing on that onion when you're 12 times if I want to find cut. Now I can eat the onions, because before, if I would have done 6, they would have been too big. I don't really care for these onions that much, but I don't mind them when they're with the right ingredients. And when you have something with the right ingredients, you'll find that your palate will pick up on it, but it won't dislike it. And it's really important if you want to increase the level of your palate, you must try different things. And just recognizing taste. It's like when you first start drinking wine, you want something really sweet. But after you've drank wine for years, you want something probably a lot more dry. And you recognize the different flavors and everything. And I think that that's a beautiful thing about these salads too. If you can just take a few minutes and get your chopper out and get going with that, it turns out perfectly. So the next thing that I'm going to do is do the cabbage. So the cabbage I am actually going to do with the mandoline. So quick, so quick. If you want to make a great coleslaw or a great salad, you must use a mandoline because nothing is better. This is the truth. If you have the right tools, you'll have more success every day when you cook. I think it's really important to understand we're not just here selling a product. We're here with the teachings that when you have the right tools, your food tastes better because you're able to cut things properly, you're able to mix them properly. And it's not that you couldn't mix it with a fork, but why not use a mini whisk, or why not, use the EcoChop is fabulous as an emulsifier, and it's on sale right now, which I'm sure Eric will put the flyers, and the mini chopper too. He'll put the flyers in the chat so you can take advantage of that. So this is what I'm going to do is cut this. I don't think I can do it on this this spinner, this cake stand I always use here. And the reason is it is just too much for me. I want to be careful because the length is the main one, so I really should be doing it probably on the counter. But I'm going to try like this. I will cut this cabbage into a smaller piece. Remember, I only need around a half. The hero in this salad, it's not the cabbage. The hero is the broccoli. So remember, every time you cook, if you just think about what is your hero, who's your hero today? If your hero is the chicken, don't disguise it. Let it taste like chicken with a compliment. If the hero is the broccoli, I'm not going to put in too much cabbage because the hero is the broccoli. So remember, all of those things are there to help enhance the great taste of the hero. But there's generally one or two heroes in a recipe. That's it. There's a hero maybe in the dressing. The hero in the dressing is the jam. So we want to make sure that there's more jam than anything else in there. And this blade needs to be adjusted a little. Let's see. I think I have this on safety. There we go. I'm going to take this piece out. Send it over here. And you'll see how quickly this pops everything. Okay, so we have just one little leaf left, a couple leaves. Look at this. Wow. Beautiful.
Yeah.
They're thick enough and they're thin enough. So you want to make sure that whatever you do, you have a combination, because some pieces of the cabbage is thicker and some leaves are thicker than others. So what I'm going to do, because I don't want this cabbage to become the hero and have too many large pieces, I only need 1 cup. Usually after I slice it, when I use a big piece like that, I like to cut around it because nobody's going to eat something like that. So you need to chop it with your knife so it's more shredded and simple. There we go. So being that we only need 1 cup, here's 1/2 of a cup, and put that in the bowl, and another half. So you could see that small piece was a lot, but I think Terry's salad also has purple cabbage in it, doesn't it?
Nope.
Yeah, one, maybe right there. Okay, so I have this left, and what I'll do is I'll probably marinate this with something and have it ready to throw in some other salads. So we bring our bowl back up here, and you can see we have everything here just mixing up perfectly together. Then our broccoli is all cooled down, And remember that I didn't have any oil or anything on the broccoli. It's all ready to dump in. And then you could see just taking this out of the microwave. Then I have my wonderful dressing. I know this won't be too much dressing because I've made this a lot of times. And what I'm going to do is I am going to put this right in and stir it up. And I don't know about you, but I always feel like whatever ingredients you put dressing on, it kind of eats it up. And I want this to be good for today and tomorrow for lunch. But I also want to mention the way that I cut the broccoli. I cut the stem off almost to the top. And what happens, you can easily separate these pieces. It's really easy to do like that if I find one. Okay, here's one that maybe didn't get cut. So if you this, if I cut this to here, see how that is. If I cut it to here, what happens is everything separates really easily. When I cut it in half, they see how they fell apart literally in my hand. That's a good thing. So I'm just going to stir this up a little bit. My husband's going to be so happy that we're having salad for dinner 2 nights in a row. Yesterday I made an orzo salad that was so good with fresh herbs and pesto and garbanzo beans. It was fabulous. My daughter sent it to me. She made it. She said it was so good. And today we ate it again for lunch and it was even better than last night. So that's a good thing about salads. If you're serving this for guests, I suggest making it earlier in the day or even the night before. You don't need to be afraid to make that the night before because all of that dressing, the broccoli is strong enough that the dressing will adhere to it. It's soft enough to adhere to, but it's strong enough to not get mushy because you don't want to really, I only heated in the microwave on high for 2 minutes and 20 seconds, or you could do 2 minutes. At 2 minutes, I thought it needed a little bit more. So you can see here is our beautiful salad. It looks like the perfect amount of dressing. And I'll show you that. Of course, I have another bowl like this, so I would mix it in this one and I dump it in another one for serving or even into individual plates. But what I'm trying to do is take a bite. So let's try. So good. Very good. And now we're going to turn it over to you, Terry Munson.
Okay. Hi, everyone. I had told Cindy that I have made both of these salads for a shower that I had. And so I'm excited to share this confetti salad with pomegranate. So I'm going to cut up it calls for 2 cups of baby spinach. I didn't in advance of this, knowing I have a lot to cut up, I went ahead and put how small. I put them in the eco chopper. So I'm going to add that into the bowl. And of course, I really enjoy this spatula because it's the best spatula. You can use it for so many things. And I love the roundness of that. You can get into jars and it's just easy. And you can put it in hot things. I make caramel corn, so I use that spatula because you can do it. It's at 600 degrees, I think, or 650.
Wow.
Broccoli, excuse me, not broccoli. The Brussels sprouts, I put them in this chopper, which I'm going to show you the the red and yellow peppers. I'm going to go ahead and chop those up. I cut them in little pieces and just putting them in here. This is such a pretty salad, but it really tastes quite good. Love the dressing. So again, like Cindy said, you want it on something that is not wet on the counter. I use this also pretty much every day. And just pull and it's and voila, nice and small, perfect for this salad. I'm gonna pop that in there. And also, I did not do in advance it calls for um a zucchini. So I have already taken the skin off and I've cut them into small pieces. So I'm going to cut this, I'm going to put this in the chopper as well. This Eco Chopper is so easy to use, easy to clean. I'm going to pop that lid back on and just hold that top on and just pull. And the more folds that you make with this, the smaller it gets. If you want it smaller, keep going. I'm going to put a few more in here. Yeah, there we go. Oops, that was a little bit big. Let's see if that's going to. Yep. Let's see here. And that was a zucchini. That was all chopped. So let's put that in the bowl. Let's clean that a little better. What did it do? So easy to use. You can also clean this in your dishwasher, just on the top shelf is my recommendation, because we don't want it real hot. But I've had this for a long time. This is the Brussels sprouts. I went ahead and did that in advance. So I'm going to put this in. This is such a colorful salad. It's just full of color and flavor, both. And then celery is another thing we need to chop up. So let me get the celery, and I just put some chunks, and we're going to put it. This has to go in first, and then we'll put some celery in. And this called for 3 stalks. So I just cut them up. I'm going to just chop, and then I'll put a few more in there. If you get too many, sometimes that blade just decides not to turn, then you just have to rearrange them. And that is the celery. I'm going to go put in there and then finish off a few here that I have left. A good workout too. And husband calls it the mini lawnmower chopper. He calls it. He likes to do it too. All right, let's get that cleaned out. I'm putting it in our what this called? Metal bowl has a handle, and I use it all the time. It's what do you call it? Mixing bowl. Yeah. Okay. So I use it often, but I will mix it all up in here and then put it in a prettier bowl for the table. So what I love about this is it's just so many colors. It is a fun salad to make and eat. Okay, so I'm just going to rinse this real quick so we can make the salad dressing. Oh, I forgot one. Onions. Oops, got to do this in the yeah, onions, not my favorite. It's my favorite to put in the salad, but to cut up by hand, not so much. I have contacts, so this is much better. Putting this in here and not having to doesn't hurt my eyes, make my contacts unhappy. We'll put that top on there, and this is a white sweet onion. Give it some pearls. And I like small, so I pulled more. There's that one. Pop that in there, and I do have a few more to do, so let's finish this off. I'm having a good day.
We are. We hope you are too.
I am. I was busy today. But so fun. Everybody's excited for this salad. I had made soup, so we'll have soup and salad.
Oh, nice.
Yeah.
What kind of soup did you make, Terry?
I made my husband smoked some beef, so I made a beef tortilla soup.
Wow, that sounds so good.
Because I had a busy schedule at my great-grandson's school today. So that
Good job.
I like making things ahead.
Yes.
Oh, when I make this and stir it up, doesn't that look cool? It is such a beautiful salad.
This is my favorite salad to serve because it's so gorgeous, and yours is even more so.
Oh, so I have to say, I think this is the well, you said the hero of this salad. I'm not gonna put them in yet, but these are pomegranates. After all, it is a confetti salad with pomegranates.
Exactly.
I'm going to now, let me just rinse these onions out. And we're going to do, this is the very important. We're going to emulsify the dressing as Cindy did for her dish, her salad. So I have already put in the EVOO, and I will put a plug in. This is the best extra virgin olive oil I have ever cooked with and ever had to make a salad. This is the best. I
Absolutely.
really enjoy this. So I've already put in the 3/4 of a cup of EVOO, 1 tablespoon. Oh, didn't put that in yet. One moment, please. 1 tablespoon of the roasted garlic blend. Very important. And I always shake my, these are great French Pantry spices. They are so flavorful, but I always tell people to shake them up because these are, look at how loaded the things, oops, well, see that, but there's just so much in them. It's a fabulous spices. So we're putting in a tablespoon. Make sure. Yep. And it is, I didn't say roasted garlic and chive is
Mhm.
spice. And then the other is 2 teaspoons of the French Pantry tomato mustard. And I'll tell you, I am not a mustard person. However, I like this tomato mustard and I use it in a lot of dishes. So it is now my favorite. As I said, I'm not a mustard person, but I love to cook with it. So I'm using it's 2 teaspoons. And again, this is wonderful for getting things out of. So I'm getting all of that out of my teaspoon because it has such a great little curve on it. So here's my second teaspoon. Hey, nice. And then we will put this, oh, let me make sure there wasn't, I had already added the honey. It's just a teaspoon of honey, Selgra salt, like Cindy said, it's a wonderful salt. And shaking it up is really helpful because of its moist, but it's in a grinder. And if you use it, you can also get a refill for it. Love this salt. Okay, and I used the pepper is Vietnam pepper. There are 5 choices, and actually, I'm not a pepper person, but I like all of them, and I cook with them. So this is the dressing that's going to be emulsified in the Eco Chopper. All of the goodness in this, so we can get it emulsified. And this recipe does say that you only put part of the dressing on the salad and then save the rest for so you don't if you want to save some of it. So you can pull on this and pull until it is molten. It's really good. And I'm going to clean this off because I don't want to dress it.
Of course.
You don't want to waste any of this good stuff. Okay, so this is the dressing. Go ahead, just look, oopsie, oopsie. Let's try that. Well, so that is the dressing I'm going to put on it. And now the other thing that we didn't, I have to show you, this is also very cool, is it calls for the I'm sorry, don't look at the recipe. It calls for flat leaf parsley. So I've taken those flat leaf parsley and put them in a container. And this is going to be used for the same thing Cindy demoed, which is the little mini chopper. It's perfect for basil and these kinds of little herbs. So we'll put the lid on it so it looks like that. I'll put the lid on it and do what she did, which is just like this. Or you can roll it on your counter if you want to do your rolling. I like this thing. Exercises my arms. Okay, let's see if we got enough turns here. Okay, one moment, please. It's coming. Okay. Okay, well, I have stuck it in there really good. There, oh, there it goes. Oh, we need a little more turning.
You're doing a great job, Terry. I love your salad. I wish I had that one here too.
All right. Oh, this is much better, much smaller pieces. And so we will put that chops in and put that in with the flavorful pomegranates. So, and then we'll pour some of the dressing over it. Actually, I'm going to mix it up a little more so we can put it into a much prettier, like a table. It's going to be in here. Just let me just mix that up so you can see what it will look like in this beautiful bowl. Colorful and smells wonderful. All the colors are just, it's just a really pretty salad. And everybody that came to that baby shower said the same thing. Yeah. All right, we're going to pour a little bit of this dressing over the top of it and then just mix again in, and I'll save some out. And this is what it will look like when you serve it. And all the specials, the Eco Chopper, which we both use often, is on sale. And I believe it's $39, $10 off. Plus, there's a Bloom 25 special. So you get 25% off even sale things. And there's no shipping through midnight on Friday, the 19th. So, and you can get any of these recipes online, momcook.com.
Right. Wow, Terry, so much. I want to dig right into that. It looks really good. Really good. There's so much, I created that recipe because I loved chopped salads. And I think 25 years ago, the first chopped salad I ever had was in Los Angeles at the California Pizza Kitchen, which was near our office. And I love the chopped salads. And I remember at that time, their salads were very plentiful. I don't know now because that was just the first place that I had eaten a salad like that. And I always thought one day I'm just going to make my own chopped salad with all the ingredients that I love and a few that I want to get to know and love. And that's exactly how that recipe came to fruition. And the broccoli salad, my daughter makes a broccoli salad with a different dressing, but I thought I'll just do a takeoff of that because people finish the entire salad when they come for a big gathering. These are great for any holidays, picnics. They're perfect for picnics. You can put them in a cooler bag and they'll stay good because it's not like lettuce that's going to wilt. So, and the only soft thing you really have in there is the basil and in the broccoli salad, and in Terry's you have spinach, but
Yes.
that it stays fine because it's chopped so fine and it's with other ingredients that stay cold longer. So they are really good salads that you can travel with on the go. And I love doing a salad class, even though people are like, you're not cooking. Well, this is cooking. This is something you make for dinner. And it's something that is also just in alignment with having a chef's garden, going out and picking the herbs every single day that you're going to use for cooking. I do it every single day. I started putting cilantro on a BLT. I've started all different kinds of things because I have so many herbs growing. And, they need to be harvested at least once every week or once every 10 days, depending on the herb. So thank you so much, Terry. You did such an awesome job. And I hope that everyone goes to momcook.com and gets these great recipes. But in addition to that, also know that these chopping tools are tools forever and they help you every single day. They're not just chopping herbs or chopping onions, but also for emulsifying, for taking even cheese, that you could do that with a very hard cheese and chop that. There's so many things that you can chop. Mince your garlic in the mini chopper. There's just an array of things, and like I said, people actually don't need more recipes. What they really need in their kitchen is the right tools. And people keep thinking that if they change their recipes, that they're going to love cooking more. But it doesn't really happen. What happens is they start loving to cook when it's a little bit more simple and you know what you're going to do. A plan and a prep tool that helps you, and a plan that gets you there. We have all of that ready for you. And the reason I know you need it is because I raised a family of 4 kids. And believe me, I wasn't making as good of dinners as I make today because of picky children, of trying just to get dinner on the table. But boy, I really wish that I would have had these products and tools when my children were, in kindergarten, first and second grade, and the lunches I would have been able to do. But you have that opportunity, whether you're cooking for 1, you're cooking for 5, you're cooking for 10, you're cooking for 2, whatever it is, doing a prep plan for the week and doing batch cooking is really smart, and especially when it comes to vegetables and salads, having them ready for you. You don't need to buy your vegetables already chopped in the grocery store, because if you ever pay attention to listeria coming to people, it is usually in prepared vegetables. That happens a lot. And I don't know why, but it does happen a lot. And I'd much rather prepare my vegetables at home. And hey, like this, it's fun. It doesn't take a lot of time. And we just want to say thank you, everyone, for getting on the call today. I'd like to open this up if anyone has any questions for Terry or myself. And also, if I'm sure Eric has posted the bacon the way I laid it out before you saw it cooked. And in addition to that, the recipes and the sales products that we have, or you can get the recipes at boncook.com if they weren't shared.
Yep, it's all in the chat.
Okay, it's all in the chat. If you don't know where the chat is, ask in the chat and someone will let you know. Any questions from anyone?
I've got no questions in the chat right now.
Okay.
Thanks, Eric, for all you do.
Yes, thank you so much, Eric. I'm not forgetting you.
No
Well,
problem.
Eric's my sidekick always on our Taste the Trend classes, but every day in the office as well. And without his help, I don't know where we would be. So definitely thank you, Eric, for all your work and getting this all together. And thank all of you for getting on the class. If you want to see these recipes again, you'll find them on our YouTube channel or on our Facebook page at The Bon Cook on Facebook. Thanks, everyone. Have a great night. Take care. Bye-bye.